Hey there, it's Phil Harwood from Grow the Bench. You know, one of the most common questions I'm asked today is, where have all the people gone? And I've written extensively on this, and a lot of people have as well. And there's lots of reasons why we have a labor shortage, but the more pressing question today is, well, what are we going to do about it? And so I want to offer some thoughts from my perspective, because I really believe there is a solution to this problem, but it's not the quick fix that many employers happen to be looking for. And so to provide some context and to get your head in the right place, I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to generate a report of all the people that have worked for your company in the last 10 years that no longer work for your company today. And I know some of you are saying, well, that's a lot of people. And I understand a lot of those folks are probably seasonal only people, and that's fine. There's a reason they're going to show up on that list, and there's nothing wrong with that because we're in a seasonal business. So some of you, that list is going to be enormous, and for some of you, that list is not going to be that huge. But there's a reason I'm asking you to do this. So I would encourage you to get that list in front of you. I want you to visually see the volume of it, and I want you to see the actual names of the people on the list. Now, let me ask you a question. What if a fraction, a percentage of those people on that list still work for your company today? Would you still have a labor issue? Or would every position in your company be filled? And more to the point, why don't they work for your company today? Again, some of them might have been seasonal employees, that's fine. But what about the rest? What went wrong with the relationship that led to the separation? What could have been done differently to restore that relationship before it was too late? The reality is that every relationship matters today, probably more than it ever has before in business, and relationships are only going to be successful if they receive significant attention. Many employers, I believe, are just ill-equipped for this, and some are probably not very interested in taking the steps they need to make the level of investment to make those relationships successful in the long term. And what's the result? The result is a never-ending revolving door of constantly changing names, faces, and social security numbers. And you know, maybe at one time that was okay, but it certainly is not today. I want you to think about your own personal relationships, because they provide some insight into that employee-employer relationship. What makes a personal relationship successful? Well, it's probably things like open communication, honesty, restoration when things don't go as planned, because sometimes things don't go as planned. Successful relationships have a foundation of hopefulness, and they have an eye toward the future. And every relationship starts with that foundation of hope. The key is to maintain it. So let me walk you through an all too predictable progression for a new employee. They start out full of excitement, enthusiasm, and hope for the future. But then something goes wrong. There's a crack in the relationship. And this is a critical moment. This is a defining moment, because the crack can be fixed. The relationship can be restored. But if it's not, the relationship dissolves. It sours, hopes are dashed, future plans are abandoned, and that relationship just slowly dissolves. And what's the result? Unnecessary turnover, expense, lost opportunity, and wasted investment. The only way to have long-term successful employees is to have long-term successful relationships. So are you up for the challenge? Not sure where to start? Some of you might be saying, that sounds great, I don't know where to start. Take a look at that list. Call 10 people from that list and ask them. They'll tell you. Now go forth.